जैकेट पहन के तो वो कॉटन की बन जाए। ऑब्वियसली इसके बारे में मीडिया ने भी सोचा होगा, लेकिन जब रोल आउट होगा तब देखते हैं कैसी परफॉर्मेंस ऑन ग्राउंड मिलती है। अब इस चीज का सबसे बड़ा फायदा लो बजट गेमिंग स्टूडियोज को होगा, जिनके पास बहुत बढ़िया बढ़िया स्टोरीज है, बहुत बढ़िया बढ़िया गेम्स है, लेकिन वो उस लेवल पे उस गेम को डेवलप नहीं कर पाते जो गेमर्स को पसंद आए। तो यहाँ पे वो गेमर्स को पसंद आए, तो यहाँ पे वो
शायद मैच शुरू हुआ क्या है? टाइम तो भएछ। ओके Okay, great live stream happening.
has traveled with his teammates to Spain.
Okay. Watching रहने से आगे ठीक है सर.
Hard not to be captivated by Camp Nou. The refurbishment not yet complete, but it's getting closer. The temporary capacity now just over 60,000. Last weekend's game against Sevilla, the biggest crowd here since work began in 2023. He says his players look probably as confident and assured as they have at any point this season. But Glenn Hoddle, this is an almighty task.
Yes, it is. It's a wonderful arena to play football. It really is. But they have come in a confident mood. They've now got to walk the talk because this is going to be a titanic battle for them. Because they're going to have to stay collectively.
So guys, match शुरू हुआ था ये ओके च्यानलमा नयाँ छ भने चाहिँ च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरौँ अनि भिडियोलाई लाइक पनि गरौँ लाइभ वाचिङ गर्दैछु सेसन सुरु भएको छ
Straight away launched forward in the direction of Gordon.
ओके 25 सेकेन्डमा यता उता पुगिसक्यो दुवैतिर
Biggest game of his life to start, of course. Wasn't quite fit enough to be in the starting lineup that night, but will certainly pose Barcelona problems this evening, and has already won an early
कहाँ सर्ट पुल गरेर बसेको फेरि येलो कार्ड पाइहाल्छ त्यहाँ ओके एरिक गार्सियाको क्लियर बल छ
10 goals in the Champions League this season for Gordon. But what can Newcastle do from this early set piece? Being placed here by Sandro Tonali. What a bonus that he's fit to start. Can he provide a telling delivery here?
Sandro Tonali.
Plenty in there for Newcastle. It came to Alanga, who sent it straight back in.
Okay, that was bad.
Played by Juan Garcia.
Really bad. Nice. Forming the weight,
Barnes will get to this. Alanga arriving in the middle. Gordon coming into. Barnes has done really well, and he stood up a decent cross as well. Really good start this by Newcastle.
Okay, Newcastle aggressive हुन खोजिरहेको छ तिनीहरूलाई थाहा छ बार्सिलोना एग्रेसिभ नै खेल्नेवाला छ हाई इन्टेन्सिटीको साथमा खेल्नेवाला छ भनेर र अवे ग्राउन्ड हो त्यही भएर उनीहरूले चाहिँ अलिकति हस्टाइल इन्भाइरोमेन्ट गराउन खोजिरहेको छ अवेलाई पनि बार्सिलोनाकैलाई वेस्ले बन्स नाइस तर फेरि बल घुमाइया ओके गुड जोन गार्सिया तर अब मैले फर्स्ट लेगको रिभ्यूमा भनेको फर्स्ट लेग गरेँ यो सेभियाको गेम सेभियाको म्याच रिभ्यूमा भनेको थियो कि बार्सिलोनाको म्यान मार्किङ खराब छ तर यसमा सुरुवातको मिनेटमा त राम्रो देखाएको छ म्यान मार्किङ मेसेज अन गरेको छैन र च्याट अन गरेको छु तिमी
Flick very complimentary about Newcastle yesterday. Said that Barcelona
Okay, that was bad.
Almost perfect tonight to go through. Expecting a very tough physical match. That's Ramsdale's ball forward, the header by Trippier.
न्यूकासलले लिग फेजमा चाहिँ अलरेडी बार्सिलोनालाई फेस गर्दा मिडफिल्डमा कन्ट्रोल थियो त्यही भएर उनीहरूले यो राउन्ड अफ 16 को फर्स्ट लेगमा पनि मिडफिल्डमा कन्ट्रोल राख्न दिन खोजेको छैन अहिले पनि त्यही गर्नु खोजिरहेको छ सायद 4 मिनेट भयो उनीहरूले मिडफिल्डमा बल राख्न दिन खोजेको छैन क्यान्सेलो राफिना ओके ओके राफिनाले क्रस गर्न त सक्नेवाला छैन बट क्यान्सेलोको राम्रो थियो है एट्याक राम्रो थियो प्रेसिङ बार्सिलोनाले गोल हानिहाल्यो रहेछ 4 मिनेट भएको छ त अलिकति ढिलै भएको छ
In a row tonight, the Newcastle goalkeeper.
It is intensity जसले चाहिँ सल्फराउस गर्नेछ के त्यो ह्यान्डल गर्नेछ ओके फर्मिन राफिनिया कम ऑन दामी यार ओके होम स्टेडियममा हामी एडभान्टेज लिनुपर्ने हो र राफिनियाले चाहिँ सुरु पनि गरिसकेको छ एडभान्टेज लिनको लागि एन्ड अब एग्रिगेटमा चाहिँ हामी 2-1 को एग्रिगेटमा अब लिड गर्दैछौँ है सेकेन्ड लेगमा एन्ड यो सिजनको रेकर्ड यही हो कि मेसीले चाहिँ क्याम्प न्यू भिजिट गरेर फर्केपछि हामी क्याम्प न्यू स्टेडियममा चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म एक गेम पनि हारेको छैनौँ इनफ्याक्ट पर्फेक्टली जित्दै आइरहेको छौँ सो यसको सुरुवात पनि भइसकेको छ है एन्ड I guess we are taking it. Okay, यामालको राम्रो फ्लिप थियो त्यसपछि अब राफिनालाई पास त ठिकै थियो तर राफिनाले अलमोस्ट पास लुज गरिसकेको थियो जुन पास चाहिँ फर्मिनले रिटर्न गर्यो र राफिनाको राम्रो बरियल छ है गोल ओके गाइज मैले यो त छन् त छ यहाँ तर मैले चाहिँ यसमा ध्यान नदिँदा यो नराख्दा नि हुन्थ्यो होला ध्यान नदिँदा पनि किनकि म्याच चाहिँ पछि 2 मिनेट कसो डिलेमा चलिरहेको छ यसमा प्रब्लम आयो फेरि यो अड्केर बस्यो
Rafinha on the move again, so is Lewandowski. Though with Ramsdale.
आजको म्याचमा जाभी स्पार्टलाई खेलाएको छैन सायद हान्सिकले रिस्क लिन चाहिँ अलिक खोजेको छैन जाभी स्पार्टसित किनकि हि इज नट वेल एक्सपिरियन्स इनफ टु प्ले इन द च्याम्पियन्स लिग अब सेभियाको गेममा चाहिँ राम्रो गेम देखाएको थियो जाभी स्पार्टले त्यो हिसाबले ओके ओके फर्मिनसित राम्रो चान्स थियो तर फर्मिनले गुमायो ओके म यो हटाइदिन्छु यो 6 मिनेटमै अड्केर बस्यो
first. Lopez, if he just dinks the
Okay,
ball at the top,
nice try तर ठिकै छ
completely.
फर्मिनले सकेन त्यो बल चाहिँ किपर पठाउन
He got there in the nick of time, didn't he, Ramsdale? It's been quite the week. Rafinha got a hat-trick in the 5-2 win here over Sevilla at the weekend.
न्युकासललाई राम्रोसित थाहा छ सो उनीहरू चाहिँ जोन 14 मा अलिकति डोमिनेन्ट हुन खोजिरहेको छ
Tonali. Trippier. Alanga comes short.
ओके राम्रो बल रिकभरी अहिलेसम्म पेड्रीले चाहिँ राम्रो प्रेजेन्स देखाइरहेको छ है
Kubasi.
फर्मिन युजुअली मैले फर्मिनलाई एट्याकिङ मिडमा खेलेको देख्छु तर आज चाहिँ अलिकति राइट विङतिर पेलिरहेको छ यो 10 मिनट कति 9 मिनटसम्म चाहिँ राइट विङतिर धेरै पेलिएको छ फर्मिन
Tonali. Straight away, Alanga was asking for it.
अब फर्स्ट गोलमा चाहिँ फर्मिनको इन्भल्भमेन्ट छ
Cancelo was way up the
अनि
pitch.
अलमोस्ट सेकेन्ड गोल पनि स्कोर गरिसक्यो रे फर्मिनले तर
The break was on.
गोल चाहिँ भएन किपरबाट यसो कटाउनै सकेन किपरले बल मुस गरिदियो
Famous high line that Barcelona deployed.
नाइस ओके क्यान्सलको राम्रो कन्ट्रोल
Got the final, didn't we, where you noted on several occasions how high that line was against Real Madrid.
They were so high, weren't they? And a team like Real Madrid, although Barcelona had most of the ball possession, they were the better team, but they kept getting in. Real Madrid, they were getting in quite easily as well. I think they've just dropped a little bit further back that line now.
Yamal is looking for Fermin Lopez.
ओके क्रस गर्ने कोसिस छ त्यो तर
At the moment, Newcastle
क्रस चाहिँ जान सकेन
environment against this team.
ओके ब्याड टच है सा
Just slightly overran it and
Nice,
seemed
nice.
to be tripped. And they do get the free kick, the foul by Bernal.
ओके अलि यसको कमन चाहिँ फाउल थियो
It's a good play actually from Barnes. Just nicked the ball there. They pinch it there.
अब हुन त मार्क बर्नलले गर्दा नै हो त्यो बल अलमोस्ट के अरे उस भइसकेको भल्नरेबल पोजिसनमा पुगिसकेको थियो र मार्क बर्नलले नै रिकभर गरेको छ फेरि त्यो बल फाउल गरेर भए पनि
That to the big lads at the back there.
तर कार्ड लिन लागेको चाहिँ फाउल छैन त्यो फाउल अलि एकदमै सानो थियो
Chow in that back post.
बट ही सुड बी केयरफुल
This Barcelona defence.
Yeah, Chalburn just inside the box. Gordon walking back from an offside position. Similar position to that earlier free kick that Newcastle had. Tonali to try again. Goalkeeper a little off his line. Newcastle looking to hit back.
ओके नाइस हेडर अब है
Clever play that was from Cleburn.
के गरिरहेको छ फेरि
Off the ball there.
Just a little too keen perhaps there. Anthony Alanga to get on the move, but there certainly is, as you said, plenty of pace in that Newcastle forward line.
Yeah, he's got to get back on the horse. A couple of unforced errors, really, the last couple of possessions he had, and he's got to stay concentrated.
It's Chow's header. The early setback for
ओके बल अब त्यो पोजिसन राख्ने काम नै भइरहेको छ
the first 6 minutes after good work by Lamine Yamal.
पहिलो 8 मिनटसम्म चाहिँ न्युकासल युनाइटेड अलिक बढी डोमिनेट गर्न खोजिरहेको थियो फिजिकल्ली बट नाउ दे आर इन द साइलेन्ट मोड
To try and get to this, but across came Chow.
तर उनीहरूले चाहिँ के अरे मसल पावर र पेसमा चाहिँ उनीहरू डोमिनेट नै गर्न खोजिरहेको छ है अझै पनि बार्साको प्लेयरहरू अब पास आउँदाखेरि पनि बलसित कनेक्ट गर्नै सकिरहेको छैन
take that free kick.
Free kick.
It's a rolling ball.
भने के भएको छ?
Do that as well. Just calming things down.
Champions League knockout tie in itself a sign of progress for Newcastle, but it's a cup, a group of players that want more than that. Want to show their powers of recovery at Camp Nou here. Then that early setback. Gordon get in the air, and this is
Okay.
Lopez. Trippier, Joe Linton. Such an intensity about Barcelona. Joe Linton just momentarily stayed down, but is now back to his feet. Ramsey.
Ball out of position मा हुँदा पनि intensity चाहिँ छ है.
Now gets on it himself and combines with Hall, and Gordon's made a run, and Elanga's in there too. It's a beauty of a pass, and it's 1-1.
Ah, come on, man.
Anthony
यार.
Elanga for Newcastle United.
त्यस्तो easy mistake गरेर बसेछ.
Finished off by Elanga. Fantastic reaction from Newcastle to that early Barcelona goal. It's level at Camp Nou.
त्यस्तो easy mistake गरेर बसेछ.
It really is down this left-hand side. Barcelona players dive in a little bit, go to ground a little bit too easy. But Hall, look, that's the one that goes to ground. Garcia again, and there he has a little look up, and he's just behind the ball. He's onside, and Langa finishes it with a plumb. He's running across him. He goes back across the keeper, and he's made a couple of mistakes there in possession. I said he's got to stay
Joan Garcia सायद त्यहाँ अलिकति बेटर गर्न सक्छ होला, बट पहिलो कुरो त एरिक गार्सियाले त्यो डाइभ ट्याकलमा नै गल्ती गरिदियो.
across his body, and it's a wonderful finish. And a
So
beautiful goal. I mean, they started so well. It looked as if they were going to get opportunities.
It is,
Why
yeah.
wasn't they've taken this one?
केही छैन.
It's a fabulous goal.
His first in the
We should
Champions
do it
League
better.
for Newcastle, only his second for the club. Fantastic team goal, and finished off so confidently by Anthony Elanga.
Come on.
A player who only said just recently there's much more to come from him. Well, he's delivered a big moment on the biggest stage here tonight, and you've got to praise Newcastle's reaction, haven't you?
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, they came out quick out the traps, and they're thinking, actually, we're doing all right here. There's opportunities going to offer, and then they go one down, and they stayed strong. And I think there will be opportunities. I think that's the Achilles heel for Barcelona. They're a great side on the ball. They've got creativity, but I think you can score goals and create against them.
Now we are back to square one. 1-1 to 2-2 to aggregate.
Failed to keep a clean sheet.
I think उनीहरू म्यान मार्किङलाई यस पनि गरेको छैन क्या. म्यान मार्किङ बेटर त गरेको छ तर
So Newcastle were always going to get chances tonight. It was whether they took them, because that maybe was the criticism from the first leg. Eddie Howe said, look, we need to be better at taking our chances tonight.
Yeah, they've certainly been clinical there. Elanga, finishes it with a drop, but it's a lovely little bit of football.
Okay, nice.
Now, brought down by Joe Linton.
Jamal.
It's going to be a yellow card here, the first of the game.
Yeah, I think it is a booking as well, but Joe Linton now.
Okay, यामालले पनि येलो कार्ड पाउनु हुन्न फेरि नेक्स्ट म्याच फर्स्ट लेगमा मिस गर्नेवाला छ फेरि. ठिकै छ, फर्स्ट लेग मिस गरे नि सेकेन्ड म्याच चाहिँ मिस गर्नु पर्यो. जो लिङ्टन त्यस्तो नराम्रो फल गराएछ यार.
So all swear on the night and in the tie. Rafinha, who got the first, ready to take this free kick.
Okay, Rafinha on the free kick. ले हाम्रो बोइजहरु सब अफसाइड पोजिसनमा गएर बसे यार.
Rafinha floats it in there, fantastic ball. They just
यो हो नि त
Into play.
मार्क बर्नर
Over now for Barcelona, and so soon after Newcastle got
Okay,
themselves on terms.
we are back to the
Barcelona
lead.
got back in for
It really is a poor goal to give away. You just your way back into the game with a really good creative goal. A set play, and I think Dan Burn is absolutely aghast with his teammates because he drops off. And the rest of them stay on the 18-yard box. And I think that's where you watch Dan Burn goes early and just plays everyone on side.
Nice offside trap लाई चाहिँ मजाले युज गरेछ के offside trap लाई मजाले के अभोइड गरेछ जेरार्ड मार्टिनको हेडर मार्क बर्नरको फिनिश
But look at the reaction from Dan Burn. He knows that
दामी
the Newcastle, 3 or 4 players have left their player go goal side. You can't do that from that position. You've got to drop it. You hold that line as late as you can, but you drop together.
I guess यो मान मार्किङको प्रब्लम यिनीहरूको पनि छ अब त्यस्तै भनौँ बेला बेला प्लेयरहरूले चाहिँ स्पेस भेटाउँछ द्याट इज वाट इट इज
Bernal's first Champions League goal, just 18 years old.
ओके मार्क बर्नरले चाहिँ आफ्नो फर्स्ट च्याम्पियन लिग गोल पनि स्कोर गरे मैले भर्खर यहाँ
Newcastle.
हुन पनि यो
Glance as the reaction of Dan Burn told us all we needed to know. Really, it's a
ओके
miscommunication.
टाइम चलिरहेको रहेछ म
He
चलेछ
done his
भनेको
job. He was holding that line as late as possible, and then he dropped in and over his shoulder. He's looked round.
ओके रोनाल्डो हो सायद वार्म अप गर्दैछ
The line on the edge of the box almost, and poor defending as a team.
नाइस
3 minutes and 41 seconds between the Newcastle equaliser and Barca.
नाइस कनेक्सन
What a start we've had to this game.
ओके क्यान्सल हो
João Cancelo dispossessed by
तर ठिकै कहाँ त्यो दुईटा बिचमा एक्लै घुसिरहेको क्यान्सल हो
Ramsey.
त्यही पनि ट्राई गर्नु राम्रै हो बट वी क्यान रिल्याक्स राइट नाउ किनकि
They just about got away with it. The high press being put on by Barcelona.
ओके नाइस प्रेस है
Yeah, I blame him. Ramsdale, this is where goalkeepers, the great decision there is to go away, clear the ball. To put somebody in that position there, like Dan Burn, he had people
होइन कसलाई निकाल्नु लाग्यो फेरि
penalty area. I'm pretty sure if you took the goalie there and said, look, there's a ball, how'd you like that? It'd make them think
Eric
twice about it.
Garcia,
Sometimes
okay.
they're just gonna put their foot through it. I'm sure Shea will be watching that and thinking, yeah, he's got to put his foot through that one.
So
हुन पनि हो एरिक गार्सियाको खासै राम्रो पर्फर्म गरे जस्तो मान्दैन त्यो पहिलो गोल खाँदाखेरिमा पनि एरिक गार्सियाको गल्ती त थियो सायद त्यही भएर पनि होला तर ठिकै छ ओके अरूले पनि आफ्नो फेरि रिडेम्सन गर्नु पर्यो द्याट इज निडेड भेरी मच राइट नाउ बट यति बेला नै यसको फोर्स सल्भ गर्नु चाहिँ I don't know the main reason. अब सायद इन्जुरी त भयो जस्तो मान्दैन गेम त खराब थियो त्यही पनि
This is where Newcastle really have to be switched on and dig in and make sure.
हुन त न्युकासलले हामीलाई के अरे अलिकति उस गरिरहेको छ फिजिकली प्रेस गरिरहेको छ वी निड अ फिजिकल प्लेयर जो रोनाल्डो अरू हो एरिक गार्सियाको चाहिँ फिजिकलिटी त्यति धेरै छैन जति रोनाल्डो अरू हुँदैछ र एरिक गार्सियाको फेरि रिकभरी रन पनि छैन के एरिक के अरे रोनाल्डो अरू हुँको जति आज प्लेयर्सहरूले आफ्नो जर्सीमा नाम पनि अर्कै फन्टमा लेखेर आएको छ खै के फन्ट भन्छ होला
That was a little replica, wasn't it?
ओके टोनालीहरूले यति सजिलो त कहाँ गोल छिर्न दिन्छ र लगातार 2-3 पाली हिरा
Well, yeah, I mean, all 3 corners went in the same spot, and there's runners as well. And Araujo gets there first this time, gets the header, but it's pretty acute. This is the goal again, look. Dan Burn just drops in there, and he's doing the job. It's not his
वेस्ली
fault.
बमले गर्दाखेरिमा चाहिँ हामीले गोल पायो द्याट इज अ गुड थिङ किनकि नत्र भने अफसाइड अलमोस्ट भइसक्यो आफ्नो जेरार्ड मार्टिन अफसाइड नै बसिरहेको थियो अब न्यूकासल युनाइटेड प्रिमियर लिगमा त अलिकति सानोतिनो टिम भन्ला के अरे टप 6 नमान्ला तर आई थिंक दे आर गुड रियली गुड टिम किनकि फिजिकली उनीहरू लास्टै डोमिनेन्ट रहेको छ मैले जति म्याच हेरेको छु उनीहरू फिजिकली डोमिनेन्ट नै रहन्छन् इभन प्रिमियर लिगमा पनि
see a lot of teams do that now. They go purposely in that offside position, hoping and thinking that a defender will drop in there. They just sort of two of them sprung back in the other
instead of Ramsey
into the box. And they got caught out there, Newcastle.
okay that was bad
He couldn't make it stick. Newcastle have it here with Burn.
प्लेयर्स बीचको कनेक्सनमा चाहिँ लेभानडस्कीको सजिलो पनि विक नै देखिरहेको छ अनि यो एकमा चाहिँ के म्याच भएको छ होला टाइम किन रोकिन्छ होला
Araujo find the player who's just come on and collided with his teammate there, Kubarsi. Yeah, it was a clash of heads.
There's no communication. Araujo's got to give him a call. He's got his eyes on the ball. He's desperate to get to it. Fullback smashes into it. It's a little bit nasty. I think he's okay.
They're re-elected as Masters Club president on Sunday until 2031. It's just over 68% of the vote. And there's a good working relationship with that man. And good to see that Kubarsi is okay. Just a reminder, lots more live Champions League action for you coming up. Can Liverpool turn it around at Anfield against Galatasaray? They're a goal down. The task much bigger, isn't it, for Tottenham? They are 5-2 down from the first leg against Atletico, but Atletico do concede plenty of goals. And Atalanta go to Bayern 6-1 down from the first leg. Just the one goal in this tie. 3 goals in the first 18 minutes. We've seen more than enough from Newcastle to suggest they could hit back again here. It's whether they can keep the door shut at the other end.
Oh, very much so, Adam. Yeah, I think they've just got to keep playing. They will get more chances. Obviously, they've got to defend a little bit better than they've done. The 2 goals they've given away they could have easily been averted.
okay good job
Garcia was out quickly. It's so disappointing for Eddie Howe the manner of which they conceded the goals, because you look at the performance defensively against Chelsea, it was excellent, wasn't it?
okay Rafinhaको दिहाडी कन्टिन्यू नै भइरहेछ
I think as a team they defended really well. It's not just always the back four.
फेरि 26 मिनेटमै अड्किरहेछ यो टाइम
He's swept up a couple of times, hasn't had to make any sort of real saves yet, but normally you get worked when you come here. You want your keeper to play well, your back four to be solid.
Come on यार के भएको छ के छ हो यो एकमा चाहिँ अड्के गर्ने टाइम
Trippier's trying to take a quick exactly what he's doing there.
Given the benefit now by the referee Texier. Enjoying his second spell at Barcelona, João Cancelo. The relationship he struck up early on with Rafinha down that left-hand side. We saw it against Sevilla at the weekend. It's very promising for Barca in the final months of the season, how those two are working together. Ramsdale sends this towards the edge of the box. Araujo wins the header. This is Yamal. Given away to Hall. He's got Barnes up with him. Barnes pulls in across. And they've equalised again. And it's Anthony Elanga again.
yes. Same mistake गरिरहेछ
What character. 2-2 on the night. 3-3 on aggregate. What a game.
छेउ लाग्दै यार के गरिरहेको के होइन यो झन् खामिरहेको छु
It's not the area, he tries a little back heel, it's not the area to try that, is it? The defensive third. There's the back heel, gives it away.
Okay, यहाँ चाहिँ गल्ती यामालकै छ ब्याक हिल गर्नु
Gets that ball across the box, and you're thinking for a second, who's going to put it in? It goes through around legs there, goes through the legs, can't quite get there, and Alanga, excellent.
जिराड मार्टिन अलि अगाडि बढ्नुपर्ने हो छोडेर बसिरहेको छ अफसाइड ट्र्याप गरेर यहाँ अफसाइड ट्र्याप कहाँ हो नि त्यहाँबाट अब रोनाल्डोहरूले पहिले बिगारिदियो
Cancelo's just not even aware of him coming in there. And my word, what a performance this is from Newcastle. Now, can they just maintain the 2-2?
यस्तो चालले त हेर्न हो गोल स्कोर पनि गरिरहेको छ एकदम सजिलै कन्सिड पनि गरिरहेको छ यसो त कहाँ आउने त नि के गरे ठ्याक अलमोस्ट थर्ड गोल कन्सिड हुनेवाला छ
It was, yeah. I mean, the amount playing in the wrong position, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they're saying they want
जोलिन्टनको त्यस्तो नराम्रो फाउल छ त्यो
in the chin. No, not for me, not at all. I mean, you know, the crowd have reacted to it, but that's not really an elbow, is it? It's just put his arm across him. Anthony Gordon, what a chance on that near post.
Well, they're certainly enjoying their trip to Camp Nou. Around 10,000 Newcastle fans. It was estimated had made the trip over. And quite a lot of them on my flight, I've got to say, around 3,000 with tickets. But, you know, when you listen, Glenn, to the Newcastle players talking ahead of this game, and Eddie Howe as well, you really did detect that they've probably never at any stage this season been more confident, had more belief coming here.
Well, I think they sensed that from the first leg. I think, and this is the Achilles heel of Barcelona. You can get at them. You can get in behind them quite easily. They're a football club that always want to play and be creative, but there's two sides to football. You've got to defend at the right time as well. You can get at them.
Barnes up against Araujo. Newcastle really have their tails up here. Hall, twice they've been behind and twice they've hit back Eddie Howe's side. Joe Linton, that power and physicality in the midfield for Newcastle is something that Barcelona certainly fear. Trippier, Alanga had to hold his run to stay on side. And what about Alanga, Glenn? One Champions League goal in his career. And before tonight, he's got two.
Yeah,
In the first 2 minutes.
It's like that adage, isn't it? Two London buses, two come along at the same time. That's excellent because he didn't start the game so well. He was the one that was a couple of unforced errors, bleeding. He wasn't sort of in sync as such. But my word, he's done the business with 2 goals. He's on a hat-trick now.
That man deserves credit as well, Eddie Howe, for a performance like this from Alanga because he's kept playing with him, he's kept plugging away with him when things weren't going well, let's be honest, for Anthony Alanga. And he said, Alanga, how much Eddie Howe's belief in him has meant to him. Ramsey with the pass, Alanga looking to get him behind them, and he's got Gordon in support as well. And now the flag goes
Joan Garcia was don't know offside saw it.
That's that tactic that they do. They stand up, they all come up. There's 3 defenders there, and they've all come up, and they've done it quite well actually. They've timed it well, but it's risky. There's the little back heel there, it's the wrong place. Jamal there, you don't do that, you do it up in the attacking third, but there you're going to get pay the price, and they did.
Foul by Berg. There's any team set up to exploit the high line that Barca like to play. It is Newcastle.
Well, if you look at the 3 up top there, you know, Barnes, Alanga and Gordon, they've all got pace. And what they've been working at is what you can see.
Down
Down the centre, if he's got his half back to the play, they've been just bending their runs. They're making their runs. They're going across first, and then they're diving in to get the ball in behind. And the Barcelona back 4 with 2 centre backs are holding that line a little bit too high.
सजिलै बल डिस्पोजेस गरिदिइरहेको छ बल मिसपास गरिरहेको छ के भन्ने अरे
Newcastle's next Champions League game, Joe Linton.
come on guys
I think that's where they're doing really well. Eddie will be absolutely delighted with the three midfield players. You know, there's the first time where Lopez has got turned and he's got
Okay,
space to
for
run
me.
in. They've really out-battled them in that three in that midfield.
Cancelo, Rafinha, Alanga was there, he's everywhere.
Rafinha.
Joelinton, Tonali, nice football by Newcastle. Barnes come to camp now and they're showing courage and personality here. Eddie Howe's team. Alanga. Hall, lovely football. Alanga, Gordon's waiting, others were too. Newcastle with a better team right now.
Oh, what a goal that would have been.
पेनाल्टी एरियामा यति सजिलै पेनिट्रेट गरिरहेको छ न्युकासल के गर्यो यार यस्तो झ्याउ पनि
Lopez, who seems to have escaped a booking there, which I'm very surprised about.
Very, very lenient, the referee today. He really has. I mean, normally anywhere in the world, that's a booking.
How's that not a yellow card?
Oh dear, I don't know. I think he's trying to maybe keep a little bit up his sleeve for later on in this game, but no, that's a booking in anyone's league. But what a goal that would have been, Adam. If they'd have put that in the back of the net, we could have watched that all through the half time and time again. That was a beautiful bit of football. They're playing with such confidence.
Yeah, it's great to see. Clearly took a lot from that victory at Chelsea at the weekend. I think just recently as well, Eddie Howe has said several times how the level of performance has hit a level of consistency that maybe they haven't achieved before this season. But what can they do from this set piece? Barnes with the chance to stick one in the box into a great area again, but out came Joan Garcia.
Okay, Rafinha, good pass.
Tonali's there.
सजिलै बल रविदास सजिलै बल डिप्ले गरिदिएको छ अच्छा
That free kick didn't get back into position, but he was aware, alert to slip into that back four, become a centre back.
Araujo.
Oh, come on, guys.
Gerard Martin.
सेभियाले हामीलाई के अरे क्रसेसमा एक्सपोज गरेको थियो तर यो म्याचमा चाहिँ न्युकासल युनाइटेडको प्रेसिङ नै राम्रो छ दे आर एक्सपोजिङ अन द प्रेसिङ सिक्वेन्सेस
It's just cool. Yamal.
तर म्यान मार्किङ चाहिँ अझै पनि खराबै छ है फर्स्ट गोल त भन्न मिलेन तर दोस्रो गोल चाहिँ म्यान मार्किङमै खाएको
They've allowed Yamal to have the ball, but 9 times out of 10 he's been facing his own goal. Paul has been very tight on him, and he hasn't had to really face up Paul and get him back into the penalty area.
Trippier with the pass. This is Alanga. Now can he pick out Gordon? Oh, Barnes is there if he can get to it. Just couldn't quite. Comes out here to Joelinton.
त्यति सजिलै जोन 14 मा एक्सेस गरिरहेको छ त्यति यार यसो पनि कसरी हुन्छ
Barcelona win it back through Pedri. Can't take your eyes off this game. What a great watch it's been. Still so much of it to go. Araujo. Pedri has that ability to slow the game down when required or speed it up when needed. Araujo. What a straight pass. Ramsey to Trippier. Can they look to build down the right here, Newcastle? Alanga right on the edge of the area, felt that he was tripped. The referee says no.
कहाँ पेनल्टी एरियामा उसो तानेर बसेको
There's that ball, there's that pace that we're talking about. Don't think it's
No.
enough, is it? Alanga makes the first initial contact, actually slaps him, and
No,
I think it's enough for him to
no
make
foul.
the first step. You see him smack him there. Is there a touch? I think he feels his hand on his shoulder goes down a little bit too easy for me now.
Has held the game up, Letexia, while it's checked.
again, it's that pace in behind though.
Yeah.
And all three of them they look as if they're too quick for the back four. In a foot race, I think they're ahead of them by a mile. So yeah, why not keep sliding that ball in behind them?
Kieran Trico.
So checked. There will be no penalty, but Newcastle will have the ball. And Trippier to take the throw-in. 5 in the box for Newcastle. Ramsey on the edge of the area. Tonali just a little outside the box. Hall. We said before the first leg, Eddie Howe, that it was the biggest match in Newcastle's modern history. And if they were to get through tonight, it would probably be the biggest result of his career with Newcastle. It's a giveaway here, and it's only Damburn with Rafinha.
What a pass, a pass.
Over, and that's a great block.
Come on, you kid, go
It
out.
was there again. It's a massive let-off for Newcastle.
Set here.
Did Damburn do?
Oh, that was magnificent defending. It really was. I mean, Chow, I think he might have just got his leg caught there. As he goes to play back, does he catch him there? It certainly looks like
Third year, just so damn chance here.
Look at the Lewandowski's gone across Ramsgale and he's just read it perfectly. Burn. And he wins the header as well. Fantastic.
Yeah, Lewandowski.
To the back post where the referee has seen an infringement of the Newcastle's ball, but just for a moment there, Glenn, I thought they'd made all their own problems again. Newcastle, it would have been such a cheap goal to give away, a little like the one from the set piece that Barnell scored.
Absolutely, Adam. It would have been terrible. The 3 goals if they had gone in as well. But I mean, Dan Burn just threw everything at it, and his big frame just manages to get that block in, and that can make Eddie's half-time talk completely different.
Inside the final 5 minutes of this first half, there is the tail of the tape. What powers of recovery Newcastle have shown. Elanga looking to find Gordon. Cancelo.
कहाँ बल त्यतिको छोडेको यार त्यस्तै गरेर त नि गोल खाने
Tonali's header.
एक त एकदमै सजिलै जोनपट्टि नै एक्सेस गरिरहेको छ पेनाल्टी एरिया एक्सेस गरिरहेको छ न्युकासल युनाइटेडले त्यही माथि बल छोडेर बस्छ
Lewandowski central. Bernal. Getting through so much work in that midfield area. Newcastle, as they always do. Ramsey ran over 11 kilometres in that first leg. One of his best displays in a Newcastle shirt. They're going to have to keep on doing lots of running to try and contain Barcelona. Pedri. They go through the middle this
Nice.
time. It's Lewandowski. And it's straight at the goalkeeper.
कहाँ यार सिधै गोलकिपरको हात हातेर बस्छ बल
He got some space, he really didn't fancy him from
Ah,
that
come
distance
on.
there. Doesn't really catch it at all, does he? He's going for that top corner, but
सर राइट टप कर्नर जान खोज्यो होला के
Tonali made sure that it didn't reach Lewandowski. Put it back again in a dangerous area. Tonali had to be careful. And now Newcastle come away with it, and Gordon's on his way. It goes to the left instead of Barnes.
यो गेम काइन्ड अफ लास्ट सिजनको इन्टर मिलान टाइप गेम भइरहेको छ
And he's been found by Barnes, and he hits the byline. And the goalkeeper covers it at his near post, and now ball's got to get back as Barcelona Look to get forward with Yamal. Game a bit stretched. 2 to go till half time. Can't take your eyes off this, can you? But now. Cancelo.
Nice, Cancelo.
He's got Lewandowski in the middle of the
Are yaar.
Lopez was there.
लो कति सजिलै बल लुज गरेको लेवा यार
Well, that pretty cynical, I've got to say, because they knew that Barnes was going to make the run beyond Araujo there, and the yellow card is coming out.
Yeah, it's a good break on as well. When it Barnes got pace and yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. And it just blocks Barnes off. I think he knows he's got too much pace for him. He just pinches it there, Barnes, and they're off. And he plays a little 1-2 with Gordon. He's getting frustrated, young Yamal, isn't he?
It's a game right on the edge, Glenn, because you can see how capable Barcelona are. Every time they go forward, they look dangerous. However, saying that, every time they do go forward, you feel there might be an opportunity for Newcastle on the counter, and that certainly was one there.
That's Barcelona.
Yeah.
They're vulnerable, but they've got the X factor at the other end, and that's the way they play.
Kubarsi took out Gordon as well. They made doubly sure that they couldn't counter.
Yeah, that's true, actually. But foul there, they're saying there was a foul there from Tonali, but this was the chance there. Oh, he just can't wrap his foot round it to pull it back. He needs to then cut back at somebody in around the penalty area. It was a lovely move again down this left-hand side. They put some lovely patterns of play down this left side of Newcastle.
It's getting kind of disappointing, but
Between Hall and Lamine Yamal, but what you would say is that going forwards, Hall has looked a real threat, combining with Barnes in particular.
Well, he's done the job at the moment. I mean, there's a long way to go still defensively, but he's got on the back of Yamal and worked, made it 2v1 against the fullback, whether it was Garcia or Araujo. So at the end of the day,
seems like a team extra time.
job's excellent.
Free kick launch forwards, Burnley's up there. So it's added time at the end of this first half. There'll be 3 minutes of it as sent forward by Ramsdale.
Nice.
Yamal. John Linson's got to be careful. Held off Hall as well. Into the feet of Lewandowski.
Nice. Rafinha.
Yeah, Lewandowski.
Leva.
Here it's over.
Oh, yaar.
Not quite sure, but it is.
Cut.
Missed by Lamine Yamal of all people.
Oh. Yamal ঠ্যাট यार अगाडिकै बल कटाएर उडाएर बसेछ ठाडै
How they not scored there?
You can't take your eyes off this game.
तो दामी चान्स यार ঠ্যাট
Was fantastic on the halfway line. His little back heel work this time. He opens the play up here. He goes across.
आफैले चान्स क्रिएट गर्यो लेवा
There's a really good save from Ramsdale. And it just
तर लेवाको यार
look, he leans back.
त्यो फुटबल बल कनेक्सनै के भएको यार बल त्यस्तो सजिलै ताङ मुनिबाट फुट्काइरहेछ
Back on it.
यामालले फेरि त्यो बल त मिस नगर्नु पर्ने यार
It looks easier to miss.
उफ
Roll to him there. You thought there was only going to be one outcome.
That's that little X factor moment.
इनसाइड द पेनल्टी बक्स जम्मा त्यो 5 यार्ड कसो दूरी मात्र थियो यार
As I've said, they look vulnerable. You feel as if Newcastle could score again.
They create so much. Arsenal
Okay, Barnard.
particularly at home, they've got 46
Yamal
goals
फाउल
in La Liga alone at home this season. They've won all 14 home games.
हाफ टाइममा जाँदाखेरि कमसेकम एक गोलको लिड त हुन्थ्यो हाफ टाइमपछि अलिकति उस त हुन्थ्यो रिलिफ त यस्तो दामी चान्स मिस गरेर बस्यो यार यामालले
This has been some first half.
लेवाले त अलरेडी दुई चान्स डिसअपोइन्ट गरिसकेको छ यामाल यार
Possibly more, who knows? It could be a long night.
Yeah, it could be a long night.
I think this is really going to be a long night.
Araujo. Yamal. Oh, that's a gorgeous ball.
Nice.
I mean, Lopez.
Ah, oh, come on. क्रस त दामी फाल्दैछु तर आई थिङ्क यसमा फाउल छ है त्यो हात ताने जस्तो मानेछु मैले होइन ऊ हात तानेछ अब रेफ्रीको डिसिजन हो फाउल के अरे पेनाल्टी दिन्छ कि नै किनकि त्यहाँ हात त मजाले तानेको देखिरहेको छ फर्मिन लोपेजले क्रस फालेको थियो ओके लेट्स सी पेनाल्टी दिन्छ कि नै हात तानेछ क्लियरली तानेछ इट सुड बी पेनाल्टी त्यसरी हात तानेछ यार पेनाल्टी बक्समा त्यो बल क्रस गरेको बेलामा यो पनि पेनाल्टी दिएन त अब के भन्ने हो I think I need to charge my tablet.
Unfortunately for Trippier, but he's allowed him to get goal side. But it's the pass. The pass was exquisite, and there's the ball across. He's pulling in now. He's holding. Sometimes you can hold for a split second and get away with it, but I think he's held on to it perhaps too long. That's the danger. There he is.
त्यो हातसँग चाहिँ तानिरहेको
The referee here has got annoyed with some what he's perceived as interference here. The Newcastle coaching staff are, as you can see, really close to the referee. He's talking himself through this, isn't he, Letexia?
Yeah, but that screen should be on the other side from the benches. I've always said that.
So here's the decision, and it's a penalty. The only time at the end of the half.
पेनाल्टी त हुनै पर्छ यार कहाँ त्यसरी पेनाल्टी बक्समा हात तानिरहेछ केरन ट्रिपर
I was worried that he was going to give him a red, but to give him a yellow, and I think Trippier's got to take that one on the chin and get on with it. But sometimes, you can't blame a defender on the other side. The pass was so good. You're not expecting a ball to be played.
Okay, pass उसले हात नठाने भए बरु सायद बल भेट्थेन होला राफिनियाले मेबी भेट्थ्यो पनि होला गोल बरु हुन्थेन तर केरन ट्रिपरले चाहिँ हात क्लियरली तानिरहेछ अनि द्याट इज अ क्लियर पेनाल्टी अब यसमा आर्ग्यु गरेर बस्नु द्याट इज हिज फल्ट ओके राफिनियाले सेभियाको एगेन्स्टमा दुईचोटि पेनाल्टी किक लियो र ह्याट्रिक स्कोर गरेको थियो सो आई थिङ्क लामिन यामाल हो त्यो Okay, Lamin is taking the ball. अब बरु पेनाल्टी स्कोर गर्छ या नै द्याट इज अ बिग क्वेसन 45 plus 2 minute extra time लामिन यामालले एउटा क्लियर चान्स मिस गरिसकेको छ सो ही मस्ट बरी दिस चान्स कम अन लामिन यस कम अन यस Now this is we need before going to the half time. Okay, फर्स्ट लेगमा पनि लामिनले चाहिँ त्यही एक गोल पेनाल्टी स्कोर गरेको थियो सो त्यसैले गर्दा 1-1 को ड्र भएको थियो फर्स्ट लेगबाट निस्किदा एन्ड यो सिजन 8 गेममा चाहिँ 5 गोल स्कोर गरेको छ लामिन यामालले एन्ड कन्फिडेन्सको लागि गोल पनि चाहिन्छ अब किनकि लामिन यामालले भर्खरै गोल मिस गरिदियो एकदमै क्लोज गोल 5 यार्ड या 6 यार्ड त्यस्तो कसैको दूरीमा थियो सो पेनाल्टी इज अ गुड कन्फिडेन्स मुभ फर हिम एन्ड राफिनालाई चाहिँ थ्याङ्क यू नै भन्नुपर्छ है किनकि यो म्याचमा पुरै मैले नोटिस गरिरहेको छु हि हेज बिन रनिङ अराउन्ड अ लट डिफेन्डिङमा पनि आएको छ अगाडि बल एट्याकिङमा पनि आएको छ गोल पनि स्कोर गरिसक्यो पेनाल्टी पनि विन गरेको छ सो राफिनाको फर्स्ट हाफ चाहिँ एकदमै दामी रहेछ अहिलेसम्म र हि इज कन्ट्रिब्युटिङ द मोस्ट एट दिस गेम एट द मोमेन्ट तर अब बार्सिलोना फ्यान्सको लागि चाहिँ यो म्याच सायद अलिकति डिसपोइन्टिङ पनि रह्यो होला किनकि 2 गोल कन्सिड गरेको छौँ न त हामीले बट जसरी चाहिँ गेम हामीले हेरिरहेको छौँ र अहिले चाहिँ अब लिड त लिन सक्यो नि त्यसले गर्दा सायद अलिकति म शान्त छु नत्र भने चाहिँ इट वाज क्वाइट अ डिसपोइन्टिङ फर एज अ बार्सिलोना फर मी किनकि एज अ बार्सिलोना फ्यान फर मी किनकि हामीले त्यो अभोइड गर्न सक्ने गोल चाहिँ कन्सिड गरेको छ स्पेसल्ली फर्स्ट गोल जुन अभोइड गर्न सकिन्थ्यो बट ठिकै छ फुटबल हो हामी गेम हार्नेवाला पनि छौँ यसमा चाहिँ केही नै भन्ने कुरो नै छैन तर जो चाहिँ न्युट्रल भएर हेरिरहेको छ अरू नै कुनै क्लबको फ्यान हो ऊ चाहिँ प्रिमियर लिग बुन्डेसलिगा सिरिया अरू कुनै लिगको फ्यान हो उसले चाहिँ यदि यो म्याच हेरिरहेको छ भने चाहिँ आइएम स्योर यु आर इन्जोइङ दिस म्याच किनकि न्युट्रलको लागि चाहिँ यस्तै म्याच त हो एकदमै इन्टरटेनिङ हुने अब न्युट्रल पर्सपेक्टिभबाट साँच्चै नै इन्टरटेनिङ म्याच छ बट एज अ बार्सिलोना फ्यान एउटा इन्जोयबल मोमेन्ट्स पनि छ साथसाथै डिसपोइन्टिङ मोमेन्ट्स पनि छ सो अहिलेसम्म त अब हामीसित एक गोलको फ्याक्टर छ सो आइएम इन्जोइङ दिस बट वी क्यान नट रिल्याक्स किनकि न्युकासल युनाइटेड चाहिँ इन्टेन्सिटी ड्रप गर्ने खोजिरहेको छैन सुरुवातदेखि नै हाम्रो पेनाल्टी बक्समा इन्भेड गरिरहेको छ एन्ड दे आर पर्फर्मिङ रियली वेल फिजिकल्ली हामीलाई आउट मसल नै गरिरहेको छ so it's getting harder for us to win this match and च्याम्पियन्स लिग लेभल म्याच हो र प्रिमियर लिगको अब टप 6 टिम त नभनौँ तरै पनि रिसेन्ट इयर्समा चाहिँ न्युकासल युनाइटेडले एकदमै राम्रो गरिरहेको छ नि त सो द्याट्स वाइ वी मस्ट बी वेरी अफ दिस न्युकासल टिम ओके 12-26 भएको छ म सायद नेक्स्ट म्याच एउटा कुन चाहिँ म्याच हेर्छु बरु बट म म्याच चाहिँ हेर्छु होला लाइभ स्ट्रिम अब भोलि म काममा जानेछु दिउँसो आएर भिडियो बनाउनु भ्याउँछु नै मलाई थाहा छैन अब मैले आज के अरे हिजोको दिन पनि भ्याएन फेरि भिडियो बनाउन यो 4वटा म्याचेसको रेकर्ड सो त्यसको पनि अब रिजल्ट हेरेर कुरा गरौँला नेक्स्ट भिडियोमा बट भोलिको दिन चाहिँ म रिभ्यू भिडियो ल्याउन भ्याउँछु या नै द्याट इज अ बिग क्वेसन बट जहाँसम्म म कोसिस त गर्नेछु भिडियो ल्याउने नभए के भयो त साँझ लाइभ स्ट्रिम के अरे लाइभ स्ट्रिम गरेर त्यसमै डिस्कस गरौँला रिजल्टहरू बट आइएम इन्जोइङ इट क्वाइट अ लट and if you guys are watching this live stream right now then मैले चाहिँ हिजोको अस्तिको लाइभ स्ट्रिममा चाहिँ के अरे मोबाइलमा लाइभ कसरी हेर्ने फुटबल म्याचेसहरू त्यो तरिका देखाएको थिएँ एन्ड सिमिलर तरिका नै युज गर्छु म पनि म्याचेसहरू हेर्नको लागि अब घरमा टिभी छ के अरे केबल नेट डिस होम या केही छ भने चाहिँ द्याट वुड बी बेस्ट अप्सन फर यु गाइज बट यदि त्यस्तो ट्याब्लेट पनि छैन टिभी पनि छैन या टिभी भए पनि केबल नेटवर्क छैन भने चाहिँ यु गाइज क्यान वाच इट लाइभ अन द मोबाइल फोन मैले त्यसको तरिका चाहिँ यो अगाडिको लाइभ स्ट्रिममा सिकाएको छु अराउन्ड 30 मिनटको अराउन्डमा चाहिँ मैले पुरै प्रोसेस बताएको थिएँ सो यु गाइज क्यान चेक आउट द्याट लाइभ स्ट्रिम मेरो च्यानलको चाहिँ फर्स्ट लाइभ स्ट्रिम अब कुनै दिन चाहिँ म भिडियो त बनाउने नै छु मोबाइलमै कसरी लाइभ स्ट्रिम हेर्ने भनेर त्यसको लागि चाहिँ म प्लान पनि गर्दैछु र स्क्रिप्टिङ गर्दैछु र भिडियोको लागि प्रिपरेसन पनि गरिरहेको छु यति बेला चाहिँ अब एक्ज्याक्टली कुन दिन बनाउने छु त्यो त थाहा भएन बट युट्युबमा आएर चाहिँ सबैले हेर्नेछन् सो अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ यही इन्जोय गरौँ थोरै म पनि ब्रेक लिएर आउँछु है थोरै ब्रेक लिएर आएँ म पनि
Tracking her every move. Restricting her from going online.
Isolating her from her family is abuse. Enough. End violence against women and girls.
A little clutter can take up a lot of space. Sell fashion, kids' toys, sports gear and more with no fees on Vinted. Don't use it, sell it.
Okay, guys.
Brought to you by Crypto.com, UEFA Champions League official partner. Action from a big night at Anfield later as Liverpool look to overturn a 1-goal deficit against Galatasaray.
Okay, Liverpool को टीम चाहिँ एन्फिल्डमा जम्मा हुँदैछ
They're 5-2 down to Atletico Madrid in that one. But here at Camp Nou, what a half of football. It left us breathless. Barca leading 3-2 at half-time, 4-3 on aggregate. Shay and Jolien watching with me. And it was Barca who took the lead, Shay, through Rafinha. Bit of misfortune for Newcastle in this one with a couple of slips.
Yeah, we highlight Rafinha at the start of the shot. The touch from Yamal around the corner. I think Xiao sort of slips over at that point. And then keep an eye on Lewis Hall as well. He slips over. I think he might cut that ball out, Lindsay, but take nothing away from the finish here. He sort of sits that burn out as well.
First goal Rafinha
From Yamal, we spoke about
तर लामिन यामालले गर्दा हामीले गोल चाहिँ कन्सिड गर्यो
he loses his foot as well, but keep an eye on Lewis Hall just at this point. He tries to stay with him and he just slips over. I think he can cut that pass out if he stays on his feet. Obviously, it's unlucky to slip over, but the finish, he sort of dummies the finish at the end, Rafinha, and then Dan Burn, you mentioned, runs past the post and it's in the back of the net.
तर एन्टनी एलाङ्गाले चाहिँ आफ्नो पेसको प्रोपर युज गरिरहेको छ यो म्याचमा हामी
Amazing response. Lewis Hall has been exciting.
जसले न्युट्रल भएर हेरेको छ त्यो मान्छेले चाहिँ एन्टनी एलाङ्गाको पर्फर्मेन्स पक्का रुचाउनेछ है यदि न्युट्रल पर्सपेक्टिभबाट हेरौँ भने चाहिँ एन्टनी एलाङ्गा एकदमै क्यापेबल प्लेयर देखिन्छ किनकि एकदमै राम्रो पर्फर्म गरिरहेको छ नि त
with their second goal for this, but a really poor one, Shay, for Newcastle to give away. Dan Burn was furious.
This is the biggest disappointment of the first half. They concede from a set play. You can see Dan Burn just drops before the rest of them, and then he plays it one side.
फर्स्ट हाफको सेकेन्ड गोल बार्साले स्कोर गर्यो त्यसमा चाहिँ वेस्टले बाउन्डकै गल्ती छ
Dan's furious. I don't know if he beats the whole lot, should have dropped off, or he should have stepped up, but it's really, really frustrating to give away a goal that easy.
But Newcastle have been playing with a lot of confidence and they fought back again.
Again, they haven't recognised that they're behind or took that as a negative. They fought forward and got forward, and you see again, Alanga recognising the space in behind it like any top winger should do. He's cut off the back post when the ball's on the opposite side, and he does that, and Genu's always in the box, but Harvey Barnes makes the final pass, and so Alanga's there to tap it in.
And they were about to go in at 2-2. They would have been very happy with their half's work at that point, but then Barcelona awarded a penalty.
अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ पर्फर्मेन्स राम्रै छ क्या सो लेट्स डिस्कस समथिङ न्यू सो ओके लेट्स डिस्कस सम के अरे के भन्छ ओके थोरै हिजोको रिजल्टहरू पनि कुरा गरौँ अब यसको लागि छुट्टै भिडियो बनाउँछु होला म भोलि अब भ्याउँछु नै त्यो एउटा फेरि कुरो छ तर कुरा गर्न जरुरी छ नि त फेरि ओके आउनेवाला म्याचेसहरूमा चाहिँ लिभरपुल गालातासरे बायर्न म्युनिख एटलान्टा र स्पर्स एथलेटिको अब यहाँ हेर्नलाई चाहिँ म्याच जुनसुकै हेरे पनि भयो तर मेरो हिसाबमा चाहिँ सायद लिभरपुल गालातासरेवाला म्याच हेर्न इन्ट्रेस्टिङ हुन्छ होला किनकि बायर्न एटलान्टामा बायर्नले जितिसक्यो त्यति कुरा स्योर छ 5-1 को स्कोर लाइन एग्रिगेट स्कोर लाइन छ अनि स्पर्स एथलेटिकोमा पनि 5-2 को भन्दाखेरि 3 गोलको डिफरेन्स छ गर्दाफेरिमा जम्मा 1-0 को डिफरेन्स हो कि लिभरपुल गालातासरेको सो यही म्याच हेर्नको लागि इन्ट्रेस्टिङ हुनेछ एन्ड अरूभन्दा बरु मलाई दुःख लागेको चाहिँ यो बोडो ग्लिम्टको लागि है फर्स्ट लेगमा 3-0 को स्कोर लाइन लिएर आयो तर सेकेन्ड लेगमा आउँदाफेरिमा चाहिँ स्पोर्टिङ सिपीले चाहिँ टोटल्ली ह्युमिलिएट टोटल डिस्ट्रक्सन गरेको छ बोडो ग्लिम्टको अब मैले सोचेको थिएँ बोडो ग्लिम्ट 4-3 या 3-2 को एग्रिगेटमा सर्भाइभ गर्ला भनेर, बट स्पोर्टिङले चाहिँ चान्सै दिएन, टोटल डिस्ट्रक्सन गरे 5-0। अनि फेरि पिएससी चेल्सीको म्याचमा चाहिँ यसबाट अब केही भन्नै परेन, 8-2 को एग्रिगेटको स्कोर लाइनमा हारेको छ चेल्सी। सो अब अरू भन्नलाई केही पनि छैन। अनि फेरि म्यान सिटी भर्सेस रियल म्याड्रिडमा चाहिँ अब म्यान सिटीले कमब्याक विन लिन्छ भन्ने धेरै फ्यान्सहरूले सोचिरहेको थियो, बट 20 मिनटमा बर्नाडोले गोल के अरे रेड कार्ड पाइदियो, त्यसपछि चाहिँ म्यान सिटी सकियो। अब गेम चाहिँ मैले हेरेको छैन, तर हाइलाइट्समा हेर्दाफेरिमा चाहिँ म्यान सिटी बराबरै जस्तो खेलिरहेको थियो है 10 म्यान डाउन भएपछि पनि। यो यिनीहरूको पनि रिजल्टलाई लिएर अब मेरो ओपिनियन्सहरू राख्नै पर्छ के अरे। सो भोलि पर्सितिर गराउन फेरिमा चाहिँ यो ओपिनियनहरू राख्छु। अब यो लिभरपुल बायर्न स्पर्स एथलेटिकको यो म्याच चाहिँ हेरौँ कि नै भन्ने भएको छ, किनकि भोलि फेरि मलाई काममा जानु छ। ओके, यस्तो कुनै ओके, मेरो लाइभ स्ट्रिम हेरिहालौँ न त कस्तो चलिरहेछ। गर्न थाल्यो फेरि। ओके, जिसान भाइको पनि यसो स्ट्रिम हेरिहाल यतिको लाइभमा नै।
लोगों को पता है यार, ट्विटर पे वायरल होते रहते हैं क्लिप्स यहाँ पे। अब हम अच्छे इंसान हैं, उसके बारे में बात नहीं करते हैं, ठीक है, बट don't act like you have not been favored with a 50-50 decision going your way. Your whole season has been based upon diving and getting penalties and waiting for the last minute to score penalties, है ना? Your players look out to dive and get penalties.
जिसान भाइको पनि आफ्नै चलिरहेको छ। What should I check out next? यो मेरो के भएको छ यो? अब यसको नोटिफिकेसन अन गऱ्यो भने फेरि लास्टै झ्याउ गर्छ, नगरौँ भने फेरि tennis, cricket, baseball, handball. I think this should do it.
This program is brought to you by Crypto.com, UEFA Champions League official partner.
I guess this should do it.
Barcelona lead Newcastle 3-2 at half-time after an incredible first half. We can just see behind us at Camp Nou, Tino Livramento going through quite a rigorous warm-up here, which is probably not a surprise with Kieran Trippier on a yellow card and conceding that penalty just before the break. But Shay, do you think Eddie Howe will be telling them to believe after the way they've already fought back in this game, but also that they've got to cut the errors out at the back as well?
Well, I think Eddie won't even tell them that message. I think they'll believe themselves. They come here and score 2 goals in the first half. They'll know this is not as intimidating as we first thought. But you're right, Lindsay. No more errors. They only stay in the game.
I guess अब एकछिनपछि सेकेन्ड हाफ पनि सुरु हुन्छ होला, प्लेयर्सहरू जम्मा हुन थालिसक्यो।
Stay nice and compact, and we know with this.
भइसक्छ even।
They'll create chances for the speed up top.
Julian, do you want to have a go at trying to predict what might happen in the second half of this one?
I predict more goals, more chances. But yeah, like Shay said, stay in the game. And Barcelona have shown they're not comfortable out of possession. They try and play with possession and they don't have an understanding landed to. So, yeah, keep having opportunities and keep forcing the ball in behind.
Well, Barcelona are the first side in Champions League history to take the lead 3 times in the first half of a match. Can Newcastle fight back for a 3rd time in this one? It has been entertaining so far. Let's rejoin our commentary team for the second half. Glenn Hoddle, and first it's back to Adam Summerton.
Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, this second half couldn't come soon enough, really, because that was so entertaining, that first period. Glenn, if you'd been in that Newcastle dressing room, let's put you in the shoes of Eddie Howe right now. What would your messages have been?
Well, the message would be believe, because and I think that's justifiable as well, because they've come out here, they've created not only the 2 goals they've scored, they've had their opportunities, they really have, and they look dangerous. Every time they're in and around the penalty area, Barca, they look as if there's going to be an opening or they can score. But and they've not, done themselves any favours with the goals they've conceded in many ways.
Livramento.
Really could have been averted. So it's not like Barcelona have really opened them up on numerous occasions. The goalie's making unbelievable saves and they're on the back foot.
Livramento like college निकाले रखे.
Turn this game round.
There is going to be a change from Newcastle. In fact, it's already been made. Livramento is coming on. Trippier taken off, having been booked.
Okay, Kiran Trippier like निकाले रहे.
First half.
Okay, match start हुआ है. Let's.
Narrowest of leads. 3-2 on the night, 4-3 on aggregate. Remember, the winners of this tie will play Atletico or Tottenham in the quarterfinals.
Three score 4-3 का aggregate.
We're back underway at Camp Nou.
We must take one more goal lead. थोड़े relax करने को लगी, not भने it's gonna be a lot of problem.
Lewandowski, who was reading the other day, had a Newcastle shirt with Shearer 9 on the back. As a kid, said he wore it that much, he wore it out. Around. You played here, didn't you, Glenn? You're telling me one of the biggest pitches you ever played on.
Absolutely. I mean, they make it because, well, they've always had wingers. Since the Cruyff days, really, the template that Cruyff's set down. White, even Gary Lineker, when he came here, had to play White right a lot of the time he was here. But they stretched
Okay, Yamal got dribble, sorry, say राम्रो छ है.
Rafinha, Lewandowski was asking for it. No free kicks.
Yamal का successful dribbles छ आज धेरै.
Pedri. Andy Lopez with the early ball in. It drops for Joe Linton on the edge of the area.
Okay, यसको फेरि और किन भेजिस.
Cancelo inside. Pedri to Bernal. Pedri again. Be careful with the minutes of Pedri after recent injury problems. Just played 45 minutes against Sevilla at the weekend. Yamal scored in both legs now. Tonali tried to nick it back for Newcastle. Hall had a really good first half. Go towards Elanga. They're rather fortunate, Barcelona, the way that ran back to the goalkeeper. Cancelo.
Okay, ball passing त राम्रै गरिरहेछ तर मिस पासेसहरु पनि धेरै छ के. गिभअवेजहरु लास्ट धेरै गरिरहेको थियो फर्स्ट हाफमा. स्पेशली त्यो गोल दोस्रो गोल खानु अघि झन् अझै बढी मिस पासेसहरु थियो. एकदमै कम्प्याक्ट उस गरेर छ एट्याक गर्दा फेरिमा पनि कम्प्याक्ट डिफेन्स राखेर चाहिँ गरिरहेको छ स्ट्रक्चर ओके नाइस पास
Barcelona, Newcastle getting numbers back.
Yamal.
Takes it on and Rafinha is there.
उफ यार
By Ramsdale. Barcelona are taking again though.
ओके रामस्टेलले चाहिँ नमिठो एकदम दामी कम्पिटिसन दिइरहेको छ हाम्रो स्ट्राइकर फरवार्डहरूलाई
Always looking to create. Yamal. Looking for the room for the cross. And he found
Nice.
it. And Rafinha was in the back post. And Alanga gets it
Well,
clear for Newcastle. It's just keeps coming.
लेभनडस्कीले चाहिँ एरियल डुएलमा एकदमै डिसपोइन्ट गरिरहेको छ
Lewandowski.
अब लेभनडस्की मात्र होइन अरू प्लेयरहरूले पनि एरियल डुएल त खराबै गरिरहेको छ हाम्रो Am I expecting too much? Yeah, player only खराब हो जाएगा ओके जिसोर्थे थियो रामस्टेललाई रोक्नको लागि राफिने हालेर अब त्यो यस्तो बल त सिरिसकेको थियो टाङ्मुनिबाट त्यही पनि ठिक छ
Pedri turns away from Ramsey. Obasi. Gerard Martin. Tonali.
पहिला रिजल्ट बेस भिडियोमा मैले भनेको थिएँ कि न्युकासल युनाइटेड चाहिँ बार्सिलोनालाई बल सर्कुलेट गर्न दिन चाहँदैन भनेर यिनीहरू चाहिँ त्यही ट्याक्टिक्स फर्स्ट लेगमा पनि युज गर्यो र
Tonali makes it four.
त्यही ट्याक्टिक्स सिमिलर ट्याक्टिक्स यो गेममा पनि युज गर्दैछ है बार्सिलोनालाई चाहिँ बल
Felt it didn't come.
यता उता पास गरिराख्न दिनु खोजेको छैन सकेसम्म चाहिँ प्रेस गरिरहेको छ अब बार्सिलोनाको हाइलाइन डिफेन्स हो यो डिफेन्सलाई चाहिँ सजिलै ब्रेक गर्न सकिन्छ इफ वी एट्याक द डिफेन्स लाइन
Champions League knockout
र
round.
अब
Best they've been was the second.
प्रोपर प्रेसिङ छ भने चाहिँ प्रोपर कोअर्डिनेटेड प्रेसिङ छ भने चाहिँ डिफेन्स लाइनमा एट्याक गरेपछि भइहाल्छ ओके फर्मिन कम अन यस कम अन फर्मिन ओके फर्मिनको गोल त कम थियो एन्ड हियर वी गट द गोल यो होइन नि फर्मिनले चाहिँ अब फर्मिनले फर्स्ट हाफमा पनि राम्रो पर्फर्म गरिरहेको थियो हि वाज ट्राइङ रियली वेल बट सेकेन्ड हाफमा चाहिँ फाइनल्ली आएर यसको फ्रुट पाएको छ है फल मिलेको छ फल पाएको छ फर्मिनले अब फर्स्ट हाफमा कोसिस गरिरहेको थियो तर फम्बल भइरहेको थियो किनकि राम्रोसित केही न केही चाहिँ बिल्डअप भएको थिएन क्या केही न केही मिस्टेक भइरहेको थियो बट फाइनल्ली गएर फर्मिनको चाहिँ त्यहाँ तल कति जोन 12 देखि रनिङ छ यामालको एकदमै दामी असिस्ट यामाल गरे लेवा हो क्या त्यो यामाल त राइटमै छ लेवा नै हो क्या त्यो एट्याकमा भएको एन्ड वान अन वानमा चाहिँ फर्मिङ जसरी ड्यानी अलमा एकदमै उस छ के अरे डेन्जरस छ वान अन वानमा फर्मिङ लोपेज पनि त्यति नै डेन्जरस छ इनफ्याक्ट सायद ड्यानी अलमा भन्दा डेन्जरस छ क्या वान अन वानमा एन्ड म्याच चाहिँ एकदमै हाई स्कोरिङ गइरहेको छ है किनकि अलरेडी बार्सिलोनाले 4 गोल स्कोर गरिसकेको छ र 4-2 को लिड छ अब एग्रिगेटमा चाहिँ 5-3 को लिड छ अहिलेसम्म अब हामीसित थोरै कम्फर्टेबल लिड त छ तैपनि वी मस्ट स्कोर मोर किनकि हामी रिल्याक्स त त्यतिकै रिल्याक्स भएर बस्न सकिँदैन नि फर्स्ट हाफमा एकदमै नराम्रो कम्पिटिसन दिएछ फेरि चान्स ओके स्यान्ड्रो टोनाली एकदमै राम्रो खेलिरहेको छ मिडफिल्डमा पनि डिफेन्समा पनि ओके ठिक छ फर्मिन लोपेजले फर्स्ट हाफमा पनि क्रस गरेको थियो, त्यही क्रसमा नै पेनाल्टी पाएको राफिनाको हात तानेर। जसरी फर्स्ट हाफमा प्रेस गरिरहेको थियो त्यसरी नै सेकेन्ड हाफमा पनि प्रेस देखाइरहेको छ है फर्मिनले। आई गेस ह्यामस्ट्रिङ लाग्यो क्या हो सायद टोनालीलाई, ह्यामस्ट्रिङ समाइरहेको छ कि।
Keep believing, but it's not looking good at all now for Newcastle. 2 goals down. The influential Tonali clearly has a problem here. Maybe just overstretched a little bit, trying to hold the progress of Fermi Lopez.
Hamstring लाग्यो क्या हो सायद।
Had been a down for the game.
अलरेडी ब्रुनो गुइमारेज इन्जर्ड छ, उनीहरूको मेन डिफेन्सिभ मिडफिल्डर। साथसाथै फेरि टोनालीलाई पनि ह्यामस्ट्रिङ लाग्यो भने चाहिँ इट्स गना बी अ बिग प्रब्लम फर देम। ब्याकअप प्लेयर त छ बट हुन्छ कि नै थाहा छैन नि त। ओके, फर्मिन लोपेजको फेरि 9 म्याचमा 6 गोल रहेछ। लामिन यामालको 8 म्याचमा 5 गोल छ क्या।
Tonali gets run off the back there. It's a beautiful run from Lopez. It really is. He works really hard to get away from.
ओके, लेभान्डोस्कीले आज चान्सेस फम्बल गरे पनि असिस्ट चाहिँ राम्रो निकाले फर्मिन लोपेजको लागि। अब सेभियाको गेममा चाहिँ उसको बेसिक्स अलिकति राम्रो देखिएको थियो। यो म्याचमा चाहिँ बेसिक्सको अब के भनौँ त, तर काम चाहिँ गरेको छ है। ओके, टोनाली इन्जर्ड भएर आउट भयो, बिल्डअपलाई घुसाएको छ। We still have chance to score more. Yes! Come on! Finally! Come on, Leva! ओके, हाम्रो ग्रान्डपा लेभलले चाहिँ अगाडिको चान्सेसहरू जतिसुकै फम्बल गर्दै पनि अहिले चाहिँ राम्रो गोल भइरहेको छ है। एरियल डुएलमा चाहिँ एकदमै खराब पर्फर्म गरिरहेको थियो, तर फर्स्ट एरियल डुएल जुन सक्सेसफुल एरियल डुएल छ त्यसमा चाहिँ गोल स्कोर गरेको छ लेभान्डोस्कीले आज। एन्ड म एक्सपेक्ट पनि गर्छु लेभान्डोस्की जस्तो प्लेयरबाट चाहिँ हेडर गोलहरूको। ओके, he was not offside. ओके, तो 21 नंबर प्लेयर को लिब्रामेन्टो
Newcastle conceded 5 in the European competition.
ओके, हामीसित 3 गोलको लिड भयो। एग्रिगेटमा हामी 6 टिमले लिड गर्दैछौँ। 5-2 स्कोर लाइन छ, बट अब थोरै रिल्याक्स त गर्न सकिन्छ, तर रिल्याक्स गर्न देला जस्तो चाहिँ लाग्दैन है मलाई। अब न्युकासल युनाइटेडले के गर्नेवाला छ थाहा छैन। अब उनीहरूले इन्टेन्सिटी बनाइरहेको छ या इन्टेन्सिटी डाउन गर्छ, यसैमा डिपेन्ड गर्छ कि हामी रिल्याक्स चाहिँ कतिको गर्न पाउनेछौँ यो म्याच। बट हाई इन्टेन्सिटीवाला म्याच चाहिँ हुनेवाला थियो, यति कुरा चाहिँ मलाई पहिल्यै थाहा थियो। मैले रिभ्यू पहिला के अरे बार्सा सेभियाको रिभ्यूवाला भिडियोमा पनि भनेको थिएँ, इट्स गना बी अ हाई इन्टेन्सिटी म्याच भनेर। Come on. Nice recovery. कुबार्सीको गेम मलाई इन्स्टान्सेसमा थोरै बेला बेला होइन, 1-2 इन्स्टान्सेसमा चाहिँ अलिकति मिस लागेको थियो। नत्र भने कुबार्सी नै हो यो म्याचमा चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो खेलिरहेको छ राफिनापछि। बट एज अ टिम होल युनिट नै एकदमै दामी खेलिरहेको छ है। I don't know, but पेड्रीको गेम चाहिँ मलाई खासै उस लागेको छैन आजको म्याच सायद रेस्ट नपाएरै होला तर जहाँसम्म चाहिँ अलि उसको लेभलमा चाहिँ खेलेको जस्तो मानेको छैन कि यो इन्जुरीबाट रिटर्न आएपछि he is not playing at his levels अब यो म्याचमा यो होइन कि खराब खेलेको छ तर राम्रो पनि सिग्निफिकेन्टली राम्रो पनि गरेको जस्तो मानेको छैन भन्दा नि यसले फेरि चान्सेसहरू निकालेको छ साँच्चै ओके मेरो मिस्टेक मैले याद बेलामा याद नगरेको भन्नलाई तर पेड्री सजिलै उसको भएको छ त यार ओके विलकले यल्लो कार्ड पायो ओके फाइनली आई अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड कि पेड्री चाहिँ आउट मसल भइरहेको छ है फिजिकल्ली प्रब्लम भइरहेको छ पेड्रीलाई सायद त्यही भएर होला मैले कन्ट्रिब्युट गर्न नसकेको भन्ने बुझेको त्यस्तो बट पेड्रीको गेम चाहिँ खराब छैन है मैले सरी अगाडि भने कि खराब छ भनेर बट त्यस्तो उस चाहिँ छैन खराब चाहिँ छैन है आउट मसल भएको खराब छैन त्यो मेरो गल्ती भयो नबुझ्ने ओके
surprised if they got chances, Newcastle.
No, I think there's another goal in them. I mean, obviously Barca have come up. As I say, they've gone up a couple of gears and they're really playing as well as I've seen them. Competition, but that's a sign of a great side, isn't it?
I don't think I'm going to watch replay again. Nice, Leva. Yes, Lewandowski. Yes. Come on. Ooh. Okay, it took us 16 minutes. Second half में बस 15 देखि 16 मिनट नै लागेको छ. We scored already 3 goals. र हामीले चाहिँ एग्रिगेटमा अलरेडी 7-3 ले लिड गरिरहेको छौँ. मतलब यो म्याचमा मात्रै हामी 6-2 को स्कोर लाइनमा लिड गरिरहेको छौँ. अब 4 गोलको डिफरेन्स पुर्याउन सकिसक्यौँ. यामालको ड्रिबल त्यसपछि फर्मिन लोपेज नै लेभान्डोस्की डाइरेक्ट. ओके फर्स्ट हाफमा चाहिँ लेभान्डोस्कीले 2 चान्स एकदम दामी चान्स मिस गर्यो. दामी भन्दा नि हाफ हार्टेड चान्स नै हो एउटा त. तर सेकेन्ड हाफमा चाहिँ लेभान्डोस्कीले 2 चान्स नै बढी गरेको छ है. And this is what we expect from our main striker. Okay, लेभान्डोस्कीको एज त भइसक्यो, धेरै नै एज भइसक्यो. त्यही भएर उले चाहिँ आज गोलै स्कोर नगरेको नि मलाई चाहिँ प्रब्लम हुन्थेन. अब पोजिटिभ रिजल्ट भनेर सोच्ला पर्छ. तैपनि मैले रिभ्यू बार्सा सेभियाको रिभ्यू भिडियोमै भनिसकेको थिएँ उसको एज भयो. त्यही भएर मलाई चाहिँ त्यति प्रब्लम छैन भनेर. सो द्याट्स द सिमिलर केस. अब हामी हारिरहेको भए चाहिँ मलाई प्रब्लम पक्का हुन्थ्यो होला. तैपनि ड्र नै भइरहेको भए पनि मलाई चाहिँ प्रब्लम हुन्थेन किनकि लेभान्डोस्कीको अलरेडी एज भइसकेको छ र म चाहिँ एकदमै ब्याङ्गर अफ गोल्सहरू स्कोर गर्छ भनेर चाहिँ एक्सपेक्ट गर्दिनँ है लेभान्डोस्कीबाट. ओके जोलिन्टनको फाउल छ. बिग क्वेसन यो हो कि जोलिन्टन चाहिँ रेड कार्डबाट कसरी बच्छ कि मान्छे. ओके ही इज गेटिङ सब आउट. जोलिन्टन त्यस्तो के अरे फाउल गरिरहेको छ त्यही पनि के त बच्छ यार. Okay, we got Botman. So Botman चाहिँ फिजिकली एकदमै स्ट्रङ छ, डिफेन्सिभली अलिकति भल्नरेबल नै छ बटम्यान. सो एकदमै राम्रो, अब राम्रो नराम्रो के भन्ने हो बटम्यान. But I think he is playing as a DM, I guess. No. उनीहरू चाहिँ हराम बल खेल्न लाग्यो अब. आई थिङ्क उनीहरूको ट्याक्टिक्स अब यही हो कि हराम बल खेल्ने र काउन्टरमै हान्ने भनेर. 30 मिनट्सको टाइम सकेर अब उनीहरूको ट्याक्टिक्स त्यही होला. ब्याक फाइभमा बसेर के अरे काउन्टरमा पेल्ने. ओके, फाइनली जाबी एस्पार्ट र ड्यानियलमा आउँदैछ. अनि फरान टोरेस पनि रेडी हुँदैसकेर अब.
Barcelona sides in the past perhaps have passed you to death. This side doesn't need to do that, do they? They can move it forward swiftly, efficiently. A couple of passes and they can be on the edge of your box.
Yeah, I think what he's done, I think at half-time, Hansi Flick would have said, look, we've got to have some movement in behind their back line. And because, you know, at the moment...
Okay, back five-मा बस्ने हो र जोलिन के अरे बटम्यानले ल्याएको. बट हामी ब्याक थ्रीमा हुन थाल्यो फेरि अब. रोनाल्डोले चाहिँ यस ब्याक थ्रीमा गराइरहेको छ. सायद कुबार्सीलाई रेस्ट दिने होला, कुबार्सीलाई निकाल्ने होला. ओके, फर्मिन कम अन. आओ गिभ अवे गरिदियो बल. तर ठिकै छ, उनीहरू कम्प्याक्ट डिफेन्स बस्न लागिसकेर अब ब्याक फाइभमा. ओके, जाओ क्यान्सलर निस्किँदैछ भनेपछि अब कुबार्सी र अरौ चाहिँ सेन्टर ब्याक खेल्ने. जिराड मार्टिन चाहिँ लेफ्ट ब्याक र जाबी एस्पार्ट चाहिँ राइट ब्याक. ओके, यो म्याच चाहिँ अलरेडी हाई स्कोरिङ भइसकेको छ. राम्रो गोल पनि आइसकेको छ. 4 गोलको डिफरेन्स भइसकेको छ. बट आई गेस फरान टोरेस सुड स्कोर 1 गोल एटलिस्ट, किनकि उसको चाहिँ कन्फिडेन्स अलिक बढी चाहिँ डाउन भएको छ यति बेला र धेरै भयो गोल स्कोर पनि गरेको छैन उसले. सो फर द कन्फिडेन्स ही सुड स्कोर एटलिस्ट 1 गोल. र ऱ्यासफोर्डलाई पनि अब ल्याउन त पर्ने हो कि.
From a Newcastle perspective, we watch this now with a sense of such great frustration because the first game, well, they were real critics of themselves, probably should have won that game. And the first half of this game, as I said earlier, that really troubles Barcelona, but how it's got away from them.
Yeah, they've got toe-to-toe, they really have. And as I said, I thought they were a better team in the first half, but...
I guess अब चाहिँ रुनी र ऱ्यासफोर्डलाई ल्याउँदा ठिक हुन्छ होला. नहीं, एकजना मात्र पो ताबाट बाँकी
as they did against Inter in the semi-final last season.
Now, what I've seen of them so far, I think a top team that's got the balance right, Bayern Munich and Arsenal at the moment, defending and attacking, I think might just be too much for them. But my word, they're such a creative team. They've just got some wonderful players. But their emphasis is always how they're going to attack, not how they're going to defend at all. And that's probably might end up being the downfall for them.
More than a decade now since they last won this competition in 2015 when they beat Juve in the final in Berlin.
Okay, Pedri.
Pedri.
Oh, सायद अलिकति फास्ट भयो होला ठिक छ भर्टिकल पास गरेछ पेड्रीले मैले चाहिँ एक्सपेक्ट गरेको थिएन किनकि त लामिन यामाल खाली थियो
This season, a big improvement on their last Champions League campaign when they finished bottom of their group.
Okay, nice.
Could get worse for them here, although
Ooh,
might latch on
shit,
to
yeah,
that.
ठिक छ
They're 5 points from their 6 games in the 23-24 season. And while this will be really hurting right now, we'll take a lot from this experience. And Torres with the shot.
राफिनिया चाहिँ अलिकति इनसाइड फरवार्डको रूपमा के अरे भन्दा नि स्याडो स्ट्राइकरको रूपमा चाहिँ यसको भएको छ राफिनिया आउट अफ पोजिसन खेलिरहेको छ He should be here right now, यार सेकेन्ड स्ट्राइकरको पोजिसनमा घुमिरहेको छ स्याडो स्ट्राइकरको रूपमा Olmo? Okay, that's a bit of both, but it's a Livramento.
Livramento by Rafinha.
यो गेममा राफिनियाको चाहिँ कन्ट्रिब्युसन एकदमै दामी भइरहेछ सुरुदेखि नै Eric Garcia, Chesney, Leva.
Back at the bench there for Barcelona.
एक घन्टा 37 मिनट 21 सेकेन्ड ओके
This is Olmo.
Olmo, नाइस पास तर भेट्न सकेन ठिक छ I think they are opening him now. Okay. Come on. Rafa. ठिक छ त्यो कम्प्याक्ट भन्दा नि प्लेयरहरु कमी भयो त्यहाँ बल रिसिभ गर्नलाई तर राफिनिया अब रिटर्न गर्दा नै ठिक हुन्छ होला बल
Goes back to Ramsdale here. What about the performance plan of the Premier League sides in the Champions League this round?
Okay.
It's coming for a lot of criticism, I guess, of the standard.
Well, I think it's been a shock to us all, really. I've got to say, didn't expect that those sort of results to come in. I thought it might be tight. Yeah, you could see maybe Chelsea City even and Spurs going out, but not in the way that they have. So I think there's room for work, isn't there? Got to keep going. I mean, the Champions League finds you out. You know, as you found out today, Newcastle have 1.5 games where they've really been in this game, completely in this game, and all of a sudden.
Okay. Rafinha. Yes. Ooh. Come on. This is what we expect from our captain. हामी 7-2 को स्कोर लाइनमा छौँ है 8-3 को एग्रिगेटमा गोल एक्सपेक्ट गरिरहेको थिएँ नभन्दै गोल आयो एक त युरोपियन कम्पिटिसनमा न्यूकासल युनाइटेडले हिस्ट्रीमै पहिलोचोटि 5 गोल खाएको तर यो म्याचमा मात्रै बार्सिलोनाले 7 गोल हानिसक्यो Now this is the Barcelona I expect to see.
Second of the night for Rafinha. He got a hat-trick here at the weekend against Sevilla, but Glenn was saying, and it's not just in this game, but in the architects of their own downfall in some ways tonight. Newcastle as dangerous and as well as Barcelona have played in this second half. Couldn't believe his luck there, Rafinha.
उनीहरू अब खै देखाउनलाई त साइड प्रेस नै गरिरहेछन् बट यो सबै हाफ हार्टेड प्रेस हो यार फर्स्ट हाफमा चाहिँ नि उनीहरू प्रेसिङमा नम्बर नै फ्याँकिरहेछन् त्यो के अरे डिफेन्सलाई पुल गर्नको लागि
damage confidence too much for what's to come in the Premier League.
Yeah, well, they're enduring this bit of sort of like, of course, but the way they played in the first half and in the first leg, there's no reason for them to be downhearted. They've got to maintain that for the league and say, look, we're in a decent run of form. What they will look at is that Barcelona have upped it, gone up through the gears and really played at full tilt. They couldn't live with it. And I just think the man-for-man work first half, if you to go all the way through this game, is very difficult to go man-for-man.
Okay.
He is on such a big pitch as well.
Yamal.
Offside flag up.
कहाँ अफसाइड गरेर बसेको केटो
Barca by some distance the top scorers in La Liga, 77 goals in 28 games. They put 7 past Anyhow's Newcastle tonight. It's quite literally jumping inside Camp Nou. Special place to come, you have to say. The history that there is here.
But the teams that have been built here as well, you know, individuals that have had their main careers here over the years. It's a wonderful cathedral, really.
Pedri holds on to the ball, protects the ball so well.
ओके ठिकै छ मिस पासेसहरू भइरहेछ एउटा दुईटा बट
Livramento.
आउट अफ द बल पनि राम्रै छ है पोजिसन
Flag stays down for now as it's played in by Murphy. Now the flag does go up.
ओके इट वाज क्लियर अफसाइड
They just couldn't get
आई
the
गेस
timing right.
अफसाइड त देखेको थिएँ तर नहुन पनि सक्यो के थाहा
That's what Zeddy's saying, play it earlier, but I think it was just knocked the ball out of his feet before he could pass it.
आई थिङ्क वी सुड स्कोर वान मोर गोल र यो गोल चाहिँ सायद फरान टोरेसले स्कोर गर्दा ठिक हुन्छ कि अब बरु अर्को गेमको वाचलङ चाहिँ गरौँ कि नै भन्नु भएको छ मलाई
Fans for how they've enjoyed this run in Europe and enjoyed this trip. Having a great time in Barcelona during the day. As
नाइस पास
flag stays down. Torres.
फरान यार के गर्छ क्या
Ramsdale.
अलमोस्ट ओके अफसाइड अलमोस्ट अलि अगाडि नै गयो क्या
I can guarantee you that they'll still be singing the
तर फरान नै अफसाइड थियो क्या
song that Newcastle have done
होइन नभन्दै अफसाइड नै थियो
in the bars in Barcelona afterwards.
Very tight offside. Yeah, I think they're going to have to enjoy their evening still. Thinking of the ones that haven't got tickets that are in the city and they haven't seen the game.
ओके उनीहरू ब्याक फाइभको स्ट्रक्चरमा आएको थियो बट बेटर हुन्छ उनीहरू ब्याक टुको स्ट्रक्चरमा खेल्दाखेरिमा किनकि
Is this the way to Barcelona to the tune of now?
मैले त्यो चाहिँ देखिरहेको छु उनीहरूको गेममा
It's a good song actually, I like it.
बट ठिक छ उनीहरू काउन्टर गर्ने कोसिस गरिरहेको छ विथ ओपन फर्मेसन
The second English team, though, Premier League team to concede 7 in a Champions League game. Spurs, the other one, was against Bayern.
working on that game as well, actually.
So you're the common denominator.
Yeah, just at Tottenham as well.
Second leg of the Atletico Tottenham tie could be anything, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, Spurs have got to get off to a flyer. They've got to get off to a 20 minutes. They've got to score one at least. I mean, this Champions League over the years, there's been some unbelievable performances.
Okay, Yamal.
That is by Pedri.
Ah,
Couldn't finish it off, but
राम्रो क्रस थियो यार पेड्रीको पेड्रीले भर्टिकल पास चाहिँ राम्रो निकालेछ है क्रस बल
Murphy had continued his run.
ओके जेकब मर्फीको राम्रो
Nice
होस्
ball as well. Support's required though. Barnes has it popped, but
ओके नाइस सेभ जोन गार्सिया
First time really they've threatened, isn't it? This half anyway, but this is the ball from this is him out really. Should score from that position as soon as he's
यमालले यो गोल पनि स्कोर गर्नुपर्ने हो आजको म्याचमा मात्रै दुई चान्स चाहिँ फम्बल गर्थ्यो यमालले
distance is
एक त ट्यापिन अर्को चाहिँ यो गर्ने
Pedri the pass. You see it there.
अरू दिन कर्नर टप कर्नरतिर उस गर्थ्यो टार्गेट गर्थ्यो आज चाहिँ अलिकति सेन्टरतिरै टार्गेट गरोस्
doing a Barcelona game with Steve Manaman here watches a lot of La Liga football. He thinks Pedri is their most important player.
आई थिङ्क जोन गार्सियालाई पनि
Joan Garcia is down here. Looks like a calf problem.
काफ मसलतिर फिनिस
He's
भयो
having a really good first season with Barcelona, so Wojciech might be required here. This is how he's been hurt, I think.
It's relatively easy save for him, isn't it? And
मेनिस्कस नहोस् है
as he went down for the ball, it's very unusual to pop a calf muscle doing that.
सिजनको एन्टीतिर मेनिस्कस भयो भने फेरि हामीलाई झ्याउ हुन्छ
You jumped as a goalkeeper or you've sprinted.
Yeah, he's going to have to come off here.
कम अन यार
He's a former Arsenal man, former Juventus goalkeeper. He's changed it to come on. Saying he basically played his first season here for free. That's what he got paid, was what he had to give to Juventus for terminating his contract early when he'd initially retired. That is a bit of a worry because he has been very good for them this season. He's got the highest save percentage.
ओके एन्थनी गॉर्डनलाई निकालेर ओसुलालाई घुसाएको छ
59.7%. Osula comes on for Gordon here. Osula who started the first leg when Gordon wasn't quite fit enough to start.
लिम्पिङ त गरेको छैन जोन गार्सियाले त्यही पनि इट माइट बी अ प्रब्लम ओके धेरै बेरसम्म चाहिँ नहोस् यो धन्न हाम्रो फिफ्थ सब युज गरेको थिएन अहिलेसम्म
On Easter weekend, TNT Sports will be broadcasting all 8 quarter-finals from the men's and women's FA Cup. Key matches to outfall include Manchester City against
Okay,
Liverpool,
Cessny.
Southampton against Arsenal, and a winner of the FA Cup. That's in the men's competition, while in the women's they're going to face Brighton, plus with the London derby between Chelsea and Spurs.
अब यहाँबाट कमब्याकबाट केही चान्स छैन बट जोन गार्सिया जस्तो चाहिँ स्विपर किपर होइन सेस्नी सो यसले गर्दा चाहिँ अलिकति प्रब्लम हुनसक्छ बट म चाहिँ एक्सपेक्ट गर्छु जोन गार्सियालाई अलिकति राम्रै पर्फर्मेन्स दिने किनकि हि इज अ प्रपर प्लेयर
Has been a big part of Newcastle's recent upturn in form. How they've got to the position where they've tested. And I know that it's 7-2 now, but let's not forget they severely tested Barca in the first leg and certainly the first half of the second leg as well. What a lessons will have been learned tonight that they can take forward.
Okay, nice battle.
One thing you always notice about Barcelona is that tenacity energy that they have. They swarm around you, don't they?
They have this second half. They didn't have it in the first half, though, Adam. They were a little bit lackadaisical, I felt, defensively. It's almost like they came out there at home and there's a big crowd here and they're back at home here. Biggest capacity. It was almost like, I'll show you what I'm going to do with the ball defensively.
Okay, Mark Bernal र पेड्री चाहिँ बेला बेलामा मिडफिल्डमै हराइरहेछ है। गेमको सुरुवात पनि त्यस्तै थियो, मिडफिल्डमै हराएको दुईजना। Martin. Olmo. Nice pass. Okay, Yamal. Xavi's part. Kubarsi. Rafinha. Martin. Okay, Pedri. Espart. Yamal. Espart. Bernal. Yamal. I think Yamalले चाहिँ यस पार्टको गेम अलिकति बुझ्नु पर्छ है, किनकि यस पार्टले चाहिँ दामी गेम के अरे डिफेन्डरलाई टानिरहेछ। Okay, good shot, but not good enough to get a goal. Almost goal गइसक्यो आथ्यो, रामतेले ढनै फुटाएन बल।
Tonight, the youngest ever player to get to 10 Champions League goals. Presuming he stays fit, all things being well, I mean, it's frightening to think what he can go on to achieve in the games.
That's the right word, it's frightening. Absolutely not that. So he got so many games under his belt at 18, and he's a wonderful player, isn't he? An absolutely beautiful player to watch.
Even he will have learned something tonight, though, because I felt that there was a bit of overconfidence from him when Newcastle got their second goal. You'd imagine that probably be pointed out to him by Hansi Flick.
Of course, yeah. I think he knows himself. Let's say areas where next time he'll think.
बार्साको जोन 14 मा चाहिँ प्रेस अलि राम्रो छ, तर
sometimes it comes off in the crowd.
It's not really effective at the moment. Throw mistake. Nice Sesni. झुकाएन त स्मोकीले। Olmo. Come on.
Sula with the pass, Ramsey. It's Ramsey again.
Okay, nice one. Xavi's part.
Mike's at any point during the game, but one thing that surprised me coming to Barcelona is how windy it's been tonight.
It's a cold wind as well.
I think Xavi's part अगाडि हुनु पर्ने, यहाँ man marking नभन्दा पनि he is not really tall enough.
Shot driven in, it came off. Like a down burn, I think it was.
Okay.
Barca, the player down.
Okay, short last about it. But this shouldn't be a problem. Okay, auto.
Pretty close as well.
That's a sore one. That is right across the side of his head there.
On the 26th of March, TNT Sports will move from Discovery Plus to its new streaming home on HBO Max. As well as the sport you love, you can also find the most talked about series and hit movies all under one roof. Scan the QR code on screen now for more information. Still struggling around home.
ओके अरू भएको चाहिँ एक देब्रेगालातिर परेछ सायद कामतिरै परेछ त्यहाँ त्यही भएर अलिक स्ट्रगल गरिरहेको छ अझै पनि
It's party time in the camp now. Enjoying this, the fans. There's no end to the game now, and they can relax and just enjoy the game.
Barnes. Good ball. Can they restore a bit more respectability to the scoreline here? Ball's made a good
ओके
run.
उनीहरू नम्बरमा नाइस ओके नाइस नाइस सेभ
Having a look across the line. There's a little bit of actors in there as well.
न्युकासल अब म्याच सकिने बेलामा नम्बर फ्याँकिरहेको छ यसमा
Another stoppage here because of
इट
this.
सिन्स म्याच चाहिँ सकिसक्यो रहेछ
Araujo, I think, is a little bit dazed, isn't he?
Perhaps he really did catch it. It was only from a couple of
म
yards.
चाहिँ यहाँ हेर्दैछु अब फाइनल मोमेन्टै अब पुरा गरेर युज गरौँ न नोटिस आइसकेको म्याच सक्यो भनेर
Tags Araujo to replace Garcia.
ओके
Well, it ends
हाफ टाइम पछि नै 4 गोल
in
हानेको
disappointing fashion for Newcastle, but there's certainly been some really enjoyable moments in that run. It ends now, though. Barcelona win emphatically.
एक्स्ट्रा टाइम दिनलाई केही बोटल गरेन किनकि यस भइसक्यो नि त म्याच डिसाइड भइसक्यो अलरेडी 8 टिमको एग्रिगेटमा जितेको छौँ सो म्याच इज ओभर हामीलाई चाहिँ जुन फाइटिङ स्पिरिट देखाउनु थियो वी सोड द्याट स्पिरिट र हामी चाहिँ अब गेम पनि जित्यो सो वी क्वालिफाई सो वी आर द 5th टिम टु क्वालिफाई फर के अरे राउन्ड अफ 8 अब क्वार्टर फाइनलको लागि चाहिँ क्वालिफाई गरेर सम्झेर हामी यो क्वार्टर फाइनलमा चाहिँ मोस्ट प्रोबेबली हामी एथलेटिको म्याड्रिडकै एगेन्स्टमा भिडिन्छ किनकि एथलेटिको म्याड्रिडले चाहिँ अलरेडी स्पर्ट्सलाई 5-2 स्कोर लाइनमा जितेको थियो फर्स्ट लेगमा अब सेकेन्ड लेग म्याच चाहिँ हुनेवाला छ अब म्याच चाहिँ म त्यही हेर्छु यो पछि सो म थोरै ब्रेक लिएर आउँछु त्यति बेलासम्म
Rotations and dragging people into positions where they don't really want to go. Newcastle, they really did a good job, and that's what opened the game up. And obviously with the finishing and the creativity that they've got, Barcelona, they thoroughly deserved the win in the end. But they should have rolled their head up really high, and there was lots of movements and play in this 2 legs for Newcastle.
It's Barcelona who move on to the quarterfinals. It finishes Barcelona 7, Newcastle 2 on the night, 8-3 on aggregate.
Thank you very much to Adam and to Glenn. Yes, Newcastle crash out of the Champions League. Barcelona reaching their 25th Champions League or European Cup quarter-final. The 5-time winners winning 7-2 on the night, 8-3 on aggregate. But the travelling Toonami still singing and applauding the players as they head over to the 3,000 up in the stand here. But for Barcelona, they head into the last day where they will face Atletico or Spurs. So probably Atletico given their lead in that one. But Johnny and Barcelona in that second half just turned it on.
You never see it in the second half. The scoreline.
Okay guys, अब म्याच सुरु हुन अलि टाइम लाग्छ क्या सो लेट्स डु समथिङ
About this. The full quarter, sorry, that was played. Newcastle could take a lot of pride from that, but yeah, the second half of today's night was devastating.
Yeah, they were far from their best, Barcelona, in the first leg, far from their best in the first half, but then a different level, Shay, in that second half.
Yeah, I think in the goal that day when Eddie looks back, I think just frustrated. I think the fourth goal came in the 54th minute. We said at half time, Newcastle have to go out and press them all over the pitch and get picked off. I think they had to be more settled in the second half and be more defensive and frustrate them. Quiet this crowd down. Really frustrate
एकदम
them.
दामी गोल victory.
Took out their positions too much. And the fourth goal comes along with it. And it's game over that.
I must say first half match last time problem there if Newcastle United
Stepped it up second half. They were on
but second half में जाने जाने फिर first half में half time में जाने जाने फिर यामाल को एक गोल आए penalty में लेवान्डोस्की ले पनि आज 2 गोल चाहिँ स्कोर गर्यो राफिना आज 2 गोल लेवाको 2 गोल त्यसपछि बर्नाल यामाल र फर्मिङको एक गोल so that is all we needed to secure the victory.
I think it caused Barcelona a lot of problems because I still think they're frail. It's frail to see the defensive line, but yes, when they play like this, especially as long as there's two legs,
Liverpool, Galatasaray, Bayern Atlanta, Spurs, Atletico. Match side away, Liverpool, Galatasaray नै हेर्ने होला किनकि यिनीहरूकै छ स्टेक अलवेज
pretty much there as well. They are 6-1 up on TNT Sports 4. Liverpool will try to join them tonight, but they've got to overturn a 1-0 deficit on TNT Sports 1, and it would take a monumental comeback from Spurs to get through as well. All of those other games kicking off in around 15 minutes' time. Well, on Easter weekend, TNT Sports will be broadcasting all 8 quarter-finals from the Men's and Women's FA Cup. Key matches to look forward to include Manchester City against Liverpool, Southampton, Arsenal in the men's competition, and in the women's, the Gunners face Brighton, plus there's a London derby between Chelsea and Spurs, and we have lots of live rugby to look forward to as well.
I think I'm uninstalling it. It comes in now. एकछिन को लागि अब म्याच हेर्न पर्ला
The Six Nations may be over, but the rugby keeps on coming. The Gallagher Prem is back with a bang this weekend, and we have every match live here on TNT Sports. We'll kick things off under the lights at the Rec on Friday as Bath battle Saracens. That is live from 7 o'clock on TNT Sports 1. Barcelona head through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League for the 3rd straight season, delighting their fans here at Camp Nou, knocking out Newcastle 7-2, 83 on aggregate, breaking Geordie hearts with a ruthless second half.
10 मिनट छ अझै पनि ओके अब 10 मिनट लागिसक्यो के नै गर्ने ओके अब 10 मिनट लागिसक्यो Okay, I was doing this, but ठिकै छ स्ट्रिम गरौँ कि अब सुट दिउँ यार भोलि फेरि काममा जानु छ
प्रीमियर लीग ये ज्यादा बेहतर और वेल अंडरस्टूड ओपिनियन है खासकर इस साल अगर
ओके उसको पनि रिजन
स्मैश किया उनको नॉट जस्ट हमने बाकी टीमों ने भी किया है बड़ी ठीक है प्रीमियर लीग की क्वालिटी मजाक नहीं है प्रीमियर लीग इज गुड इवन उनकी जो मिड टेबल और लोअर डिवीजन टीम्स है ना दे आर गुड टीम्स
आई गेस अब म साइड स्ट्रिम बन्द गर्ने नै होला भोलि काममा जान छ मलाई भिडियो बरु भोलि आउँछ क्या अब ओके गाइज म्याच सुरु हुन फेरि अझै छ 7-8 मिनट 8-10 मिनट छ अब म्याच सुरु हुन 3वटा म्याचको अप्सन छ कुन चाहिँ म्याच हेर्ने फेरि अब Oh, come on. माउसले रासिर काम गरेछ नि फेरि लाइभ च्याटको फिचर देखाएको छैन माउस किन कतिले काम गरेको छैन गाइज के गर्ने हो र लाइभ कन्टिन्यू गर्ने हो र कि चाहिँ सुट्ने आजलाई अब आफ्टर म्याच यही हो के अरे बार्सिलोना क्वार्टर फाइनललाई क्वालिफाई गर्यो हाम्रो पोसिबल अपोनेन्ट भनेको चाहिँ अब त्यही एथलेटिको म्याड्रिड र स्पर्स मध्ये एथलेटिको म्याड्रिड हो मोस्ट पोसिबल अप्सन किनकि एथलेटिको म्याड्रिडसित अलरेडी 3 गोलको लिड छ र स्पर्सको चाहिँ होल टिम नै इन्जर्ड भएर आउट छ त्यसले गर्दा मोस्ट प्रोबेबली हाम्रो अपोनेन्ट चाहिँ एथलेटिको म्याड्रिड नै हुनेछ है ओके रिजल्ट Should I finish the live? Yeah, एकछिन बसौँ है स्ट्याटिस्टिक्समा पनि केही देखाएको छैन फेरि के भएको छ मच्छरले तोकेस क्या Well guys, it was quite a match. जितियो के अब Champions League. So do we go scoreline? Galatasaray, Liverpool, Spurs, Atletico, Bayern Munich, Atlanta. I guess हाम्रो next opponent Atletico Madrid नै होला कहाँ मच्छर आइरहेको कान खान ओके गाइज आजलाई चाहिँ म लाइभ यहीँ एन्ड गर्दैछु के रे यो होप लाइभ चाहिँ इन्जोय गर्नुभयो होला जसले बिचबिचमा आएर प्याचेसमा आएर हेरे पनि नोटिस चाहिँ गरिरहेको छु भ्युवर्सको काउन्टहरू चाहिँ सो यही हो म्याच चाहिँ इन्जोय गरियो मैले सोचेको भन्दा नि अलि राम्रै रिजल्ट आएको छ एक्सपेक्टेड रिजल्ट अब फर्स्ट हाफ चाहिँ इट वाज काइन्ड अफ रियली स्केरी बट सेकेन्ड हाफमा चाहिँ फुल डोमिनेन्स र हाफ टाइममा जानु अघि मैले के अरे स्ट्रिममै भनेको थिएँ हाफ टाइममा जानु अघि चाहिँ वी निड वान मोर गोल जसले चाहिँ सेकेन्ड हाफमा आउँदा फेरि टोन सेट गर्छ सो लामिन यामालको त्यो पेनाल्टी गोलले चाहिँ टोन सेट गरिदियो एन्ड सेकेन्ड हाफमा चाहिँ वी वेयर डिफ्रेन्ट बिस्ट सो द्याट वाज अल वी निडेड अब क्वालिफाई गरियो के अरे हाम्रो अपोनेन्ट चाहिँ मोस्ट प्रोबेबली त्यही एटलेटिको म्याड्रिड हुनेवाला छ सो त्यो चाहिँ म भोलि चेक गरौँ ल अब मलाई भोलि उठेर बिहान काममा जानु छ सो म चाहिँ यहाँ लाइभ स्ट्रिम यहीँ एन्ड गर्दैछु है गाइज सो सी यु इन द नेक्स्ट वान बाई र जानु अघि चाहिँ रिमाइन्डर छ फेरि च्यानलमा नयाँ हो भने चाहिँ सब्सक्राइब गर्न नभुलौँ है गुड नाइट